people. Welcome to Breakfast with Felice. Today's the 24th. Happy 24th to you all. Um, so, as you already know, we are exactly 30 days from my 1 year anniversary. 30 days. Oh, side note, um, last episode, I caught myself trying to talk and eat breakfast, didn't work, then my food was cold when I was done recording, so I just ate some cereal real fast, so I get this joint on and popping. So since it's like exciting, like really exciting, that I'm really gonna be married for a year. It feels like it's been longer than a year. It feels like we've been together longer than 3.5 years, because we would have been together 3.5 years. And so I just wanted to spend this time just reflecting on the road to Mrs Pittman. It was definitely a journey that if you know me, um, I kind of, not kind of, I definitely try to display on my social media as I went through all the different things and planned and all the most exciting moments in it. First, I want to say that when even before me and Jay met, going back to like college, like marriage wasn't something in my plans. Is not something that I really thought I was gonna do or want to do. I watched this thanks to my grandma. I watched Carmen Diaz do this interview on Oprah, and she was just saying how she don't feel like marriage is for her. It's like, how can you know you want to be with someone for forever, and you barely know what you want to do with your life for forever? And I really like took that in and thought about that, and just also in my family there isn't any demonstrations of lifelong marriages. I didn't have no example of marriages. Like, my parents were together for a very long period of time, and then they separated. My grandparents were together for a very long period of time. They separated. So I didn't have examples of marriages, and I just felt like maybe that's not something I want to do. I don't want to be with somebody for a period of time, for a long period of time, and then I had to get divorced and things like that. But then I like to say that was my naive years, because when I met my kid's father, like, everything about him, in the beginning was just I was just in love, and it was through that relationship and then getting pregnant with our first child, Joelle, that made me really want to be like, I do want to get married, and I want to have a child, and we all have the last name to kind of, like, I felt like us getting married and all having the same last name made it seem as though, well, not made it seem, but completed the family dynamic. Like, it was us together for forever. And then as time went on, that's just wasn't where he was at in life. And maybe at some point in time he might have got there, but we just didn't work out. We were both young and just not in the same mind space and thought process as to what we wanted, where we wanted to go, how we wanted to go in the future. So shortly after having Lana, we completely separated. We there was times where we I would say entertained the idea of trying to work it out, trying to get back together. And it just didn't click. By that point, we had grown in different ways, and we just expected different types of things in relationships and wanted different things. And by that point, I really knew, like, oh yeah, I want to get married. And if I didn't feel like, and I don't think he would admit it too. I think he would admit it. I'm just saying. That's not where he was either. So we just tried to do it, just went our separate ways and just parent. So I dated after we separated. It took some time, but then I dated. At first, it's just like I don't really want anything. I wasn't in no rush to do anything. Not to do anything. I would say more so to commit to anybody. I wasn't in a rush for that. And after some time, I kind of like grieved the relationship and the idea of having a complete family. And I just started dating, and then nothing was ever working out. Like nothing, nobody. It just wasn't working out for me, and I kind of felt, well, maybe marriage is just not in my cards. Like it's just not for me. Like I did end up in a relationship for like 6 months, and I really wanted it to be more than what it was, but not realizing like that person wasn't ready either. So here I am again with somebody else that's not ready. So it was just kind of like me making the same mistakes and ending up with the same type of people. So then I just kind of like gave up on it. And it's like, you know what, I'm just going to live life, because I was also in a place where all I was doing was mothering. I was mothering, just worrying about being a mother. I hang out with my friends here and there, but, I had 3 very close friends and, a few other friends outside of that. But my 3 closest friends, they were going on trips, vacations with other friends they were making. And it was just like, come. Every time somebody going, come. And it's just like, I can't, because I got a mother. Like, I don't have anybody to take the kids for this period of time. And just thinking back to it, like, realistically, I could have developed a plan to go somewhere like this, so to make sure the kids was taken care of and I can go somewhere. Everybody's living life, and only thing I'm doing is being a mom. So I just got to a point, like, towards the beginning of 2017, like, that was like, this is gonna be my year, and I'm gonna live life to the fullest. I made a list. Me and Steffi made a list of things that we were gonna do. Like, she like to say a bucket. She would call it a bucket list. I don't call it a bucket list. I just call it my adventure list. This is the list of things that I just want to do over time. It's not even about trying to do it before I die. Like, it's just things that I want to do, and doing it without, like, regardless of if I have somebody with me or not. Like, just go and do them. And then March come and I meet Jay, and everything's just still going. I'm still doing things on my adventure list and still, like, being me, but also I really found, like, a partner to share life with, where I could be Alicia, like, completely be Alicia Anderson, but still grow and be Alicia Pittman. And it was just amazing. So, we had talked about getting married. We talked about, what we would want. And my biggest thing was just like, we get married, I definitely want a wedding. But also, not always thinking about getting married. I didn't know what type of wedding I wanted. I didn't know how I wanted things to be, or what I wanted to look like, what colors, like I'm pretty sure like all my friends got their weddings planned out and had their weddings planned out or pictures or something. They have all those things now. And friends like single that's not dating, like or dating, don't even know the guy they want to marry. They're dreaming about their wedding. I didn't have a wedding dream. So it's just like the more we talked about it, then I just realized like, okay, certain things I know. I know that I am a spiritual person, but I'm not a religious person, meaning I don't have a specific religion that I follow or identify with, but I definitely believe in God and that He died on the cross for our sins and everything that comes with it. And so I didn't want to get married in a church. I didn't want to go into somebody's church. I just felt like that was disrespectful to religion. So I wanted to get married, but I'm a summer person. I love the outside, especially in the summertime. So I wanted to get married outside. So I got married. So especially one of my favorite places is the beach. And going to Rehoboth was kind of like a tradition started with my aunt when she moved to Delaware, just like to hang out with her. But I didn't see her no other time in the summer. Tanya, Jordan, and one of my girlfriends from like 8th grade on to my last year until I graduated high school, and even beyond that, went to Rehoboth every summer. And after graduating, even going into college, like my first couple years in college, we went. And then we probably skipped a year. And then when I had JoJo, we picked back up and we went again. And then now with Jay, like we go every year with our kids. So we had a discussion, and I asked him like, what would his like ideal wedding would be. And he was like, oh, I gotta think about it. Like nobody ever asked me. Like it's just so much of the bride's day would be your day, so it would be whatever you want. But he's like, I didn't really think about it. So he thought about it, and he said he would want to get married outside. He feels the same way I do about like getting married in a church or get married inside of a building. He was like, he would want to get married outside, and he was like, ideally, like he would want to get married on the beach, like close to the water. Like he wanted to get married close to the water, like where the waves start coming up. I am not paying all this money for a dress to wear for one day to get wet in this dress. No. But I did want to get married in the beach. That was definitely, I realized that was my number one choice, just from like building things on Pinterest. And once, we started having more conversations after we got engaged, and then I was like, you know what, we're going to try this beach thing. So I started looking for, between Rehoboth was kind of like my key point, and then in Ocean City. So that was kind of either or. I thought about the destination wedding and going to an island for a minute, but my main concern was my grandma being there, and I just couldn't like get married without my grandma. Like that just wasn't a possibility. Everybody was like, oh, she can be on FaceTime. No, I needed her physical presence to be there. So then, so Rehoboth was the best thing because everybody can drive there. It's a distance, but it's not too far where you can't drive there and back after the wedding. There's plenty of hotels, so if you wanted to stay, you can stay. Like, it was plenty of options. So with that, with all that happening, I went to look at a couple places. I only looked at two. I looked at this one place, I don't even remember the name of it, but it wasn't too far from Atlantic Sands. And I was just like, it was okay. I didn't feel like the customer service was that great. And we knew we wanted an intimate wedding. Like, I didn't want 100 people at my wedding. To be honest, to have 100 people at my wedding would just be like me inviting people just because I'm getting married, and that wasn't the purpose of me getting married. I'm getting married because I really want to be with Jay for the rest of my life, and you know, I love him so much, and like, and it just feel so good to like finally feel loved, like somebody like a man come into my life and really make me feel loved and teach me how it feels to be loved. Like that was just an amazing thing, and I just wanted to share that with people that was important to me. So I kept it. We not including our bridal party. We kept it at like first it was 50, then we moved it up to 60. Kept it at 60 people with the bridal party and their plus ones. It ended up being about 75 people in total that was invited. Few people didn't come like the day of the wedding, but for the most part, everybody did come. So when we saw Atlantic Sands and Joe McDonald, I don't know, like he was just the nicest guy ever. Like he was so accommodating. He even entertained the questions from my little peanut gallery kids, like especially Joelle. Joelle had the nerve to ask this man, all I need to know is, do y'all serve pizza? Like, will y'all serve pizza at my mom's wedding? And he told him, he was like, yes, we definitely can serve pizza to the kids for dinner. Joelle said that's all he needed to know. We gotta get married here. So it was just crazy. So with that being said, I just fell in love. The price wasn't bad, and we just calculated it for our budget, and I'm like, this will work. So saved up the money, like we got the money together and put down the deposit, signed the contract, was good to go. Actually, that was just like, once my date was secured, like I was happy. Like I did change my date like 3 times though, because I wanted to get married in June originally, but then like with paying for everything, like me and Jay paid for we paid for mostly everything at the end. Towards the end, just so we wasn't stressed, my dad pretty much loaned us the money, so we paying him back, but he loaned us the rest of the money to pay off the wedding, so we wouldn't have to worry about anything else that we needed. But we paid like cash. There was a lot of budgeting, a lot of saving, a lot of overtime, a lot of things that we normally do that we couldn't do because we needed to put all those hundreds of dollars towards paying for the wedding. And weddings can be expensive, even small ones. Even small ones are just, it just becomes costly. Then, what happened? I went to my cousin's wedding in Texas. She had a beautiful wedding, and one thing about I realized about being at her wedding was she really didn't have kind of anybody like that helped moved her day along or keep like certain things done in a certain time, so she didn't like miss out on any part of her day or anything that she wanted to do that day. So, and then afterwards, she was responsible for the cleanup and breaking everything down, and it was just things that I didn't want to have to worry about. So that's why I realized, like, okay, this is where a wedding coordinator comes in, or a day of coordinator comes in. And I went on a search for a day of coordinator. They can be pricey. They just can. And now, like, everything my coordinator did for me, I understand why. they are pricey because it is a lot involved in that day that starts from the morning. So yeah, the beginning of the morning to the end of the reception, and reception ended at like 10:30. So she was there. Um, I met and talked to Kia and Elegant Elegant Wedding Planning. I think her company is called. But she was just a godsend. Like, she helped me with finding the DJ, because we were just like all over the place with finding the DJ. Like, it was all over the place finding the DJ. Because we needed someone that was going to be able to have a speaker and pull out on the beach for our music to walk down the aisle to. It was just always, it was just a lot. Then from that, so we got finding the cake. So another big thing and a hard thing was that we getting married in Delaware, live in Philly, and we getting married in Rehoboth Beach. Rehoboth Beach from Philly is about a good 2-hour drive on a day, like on a regular day when it's not like beach day and it's a bunch of traffic. So driving, like finding things is just, thank God for the internet, because that's how we had to find everything, is by that. And from going, from basically the searching for a cake, we went to one cake place that was cake wasn't really good, and it was in Wilmington, and they wanted more. They wanted us to pay more for the travel than what we were getting. It was too much. So when we went down for our food tasting for Atlantic Sands, we made arrangements to meet with a cake person, and her cake, Carolina Sugar Fairies, Jen, that cake was amazing, amazing. And Jay, he was just like, I don't get that many decisions, but I'm putting my foot down. You was hired today. What is the deposit? What do we need to do? He wasn't trying to hear it. He's the cake person. If it was up to me, I probably wouldn't even have no cake, but because I'm not a cake person, and I did not want to bring cake home. So, but he wanted the cake. He you could get whatever you want, however you want to do it. You want to do cupcakes, cake pops, whatever. He was just like, I don't care, as long as she's the one making it. And sure enough, she did a wonderful job. Everybody, them cake pops, them cupcakes, it was all gone. I ain't get to taste one. Only cake I tasted was the slice that we cut and fed each other. That was it. That cake was it was so good. It was everything. So we got the cake, and then we found somebody. Thank God, we didn't have to pay a delivery charge, nothing. And so we just had to pay for the cake. And then I told my dad how much the cake is, and my dad was just like, okay. Then he came past, and he was just like, here go your cake money. And he just gave this to us. He just gave us the cake money. And it was just so helpful. Finding my dress. That part, I found my dress on accident. I say on accident because I made Shy kind of basically in secret. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell my mom. I didn't tell my other friends, nothing. I'm just I just want to kind of see what I like. Just see what's out there, because I'm looking at all these different dresses and it's all different types of things. So let me just see what I like. I know I really wanted something with my back out because we were getting married on the beach. That was just determined before anything else was in. Like, we're definitely getting married on the beach or outside. I want something with my back out. And we looked at some dresses. We went to this one place, and I told the lady, like, my budget was $1,000, and she looked at me like, well, you're not gonna find much here. And it's just like, damn, like, I'm not spending more than that on a dress that I'm wearing for one day. Like, I know I can get something done to my dress so I can wear it somewhere else or something, but it just, I wasn't doing more than that. So I didn't get it. I tried on a couple different things, but not much, because I didn't want to like it, something that I knew I wasn't going to pay for. So then Shy was just like, how about we just go to David's Bridal and we just see what's there. I'm like, okay. So we went to David's Bridal. We just tried on different things. I tried on the ball gown. Those dresses are really legit heavy, like extremely heavy for no reason. I tried on just like whatever kind of dress. I tried on like all different dresses, and nothing that like really stuck out. I was just like kind of gave up. Like, well, it was nice. I kind of knew what I want. Like, I tried everything, that different styles that I could, and saw different things. So I was just like, man, let me just come back another time. So actually, the I forget what they're called, but the person who was helping me, she was just like, let me see if I could go out and find something for you. So I was just like, okay. So we was just like talking. On one dress I did kind of like, it was like $900. So I was just like, yeah, I kind of like this dress, but it's $900, and I don't know if I really want it. Like, I don't want to spend something that I don't really know if I want. Like, I like it, but I don't love it. So the lady brought back this dress, and I was just like, ooh, she said it has the back out, it's spaghetti straps, it's light, it'd be perfect for you to get married on the beach. I put that dress on, and it was over. It was over. It was just over. Like, instantly, like, I saw myself in the mirror. When she zipped me up, like, and I felt how I felt, like, no. Then when I walked out into the dressing room area and was looking in the mirror and stuff, I was like, I gotta have this dress. And then Shy was just like, you like it? Like, yeah. Like, I was like, I just see Jay looking at me in this dress. Like, I have to wear this dress. By this point, we had determined we were having an all-white wedding. How we got to that story, Jay likes to say he was saying it as a joke, but he kept repeating his joke. Like, I don't think he realized the tone he be using when he be saying things, especially when he say it on multiple occasions, that people think, okay, you're serious. And so I took him serious. Like, I didn't have a dream or idea, no colors picked out, no nothing. And if you tell everybody to wear white, and that's what it is, everybody wear white. I harassed every single person that was invited. Make sure you have white. If you don't have white, I feel like my husband's best man, just like getting on my last nerves and saying a little smart shit about how he was gonna come with a different color, and I was gonna choke the shit out of him. People at the last minute still struggling to get their white, still trying to figure it out. One of the groomsmen, Sean, he had me stressed out, posting it on Facebook like 3 weeks before the wedding or a month before the wedding, saying how he didn't have his white stuff that he ordered, and he arguing back and forth with the people. And I'm like, we in counseling, in the middle of counseling, like, no, about to start counseling. I'm like, you gotta call him, you gotta text him, you gotta say something. Like, you gotta figure out what's going on. I was just like, that was just an extra stress for myself. I ain't gonna lie, I'll probably do it again. But, yeah, making sure everybody had their white, from my mama down to my dad, to my dad's wife, my brothers, everybody. my friends, picking out all white dresses for my bridesmaids, for the girls, finding all white for the boys, everybody. My sister-in-law, yeah. So everybody had to wear white. But, however, I say all that to say that when I found my dress, it only came in ivory. So I did all that. So I was like, you know what? Ivory is not that much. It's a difference, but it's not that much of a difference. So Jay was like, how are we going to tell everybody we're white and you got on ivory? And I'm like, well, I'm the bride, so I can stand out a little bit. Like, whatever. I had to pull the bride card on. And so that was it. And he was just like, well, I'm gonna do ivory because he got his outfit made. So he did ivory. I got him a splotch in my dress, and we both had on ivory, and everybody else had on white. So, but it turned out good. Like, we really had an all white wedding on the beach in Rehoboth. I remember that day just like feeling overwhelmed with like excitement, like rehearsal night, just like thinking like, wow, this shit is really about to happen. It's really happening. Like going over last minute details with the event coordinator, my day of coordinator, them asking me where I want everything to go, showing me where everything is going to be set up, how everything is going to be set up, and then the event coordinator and Joe, they was just standing there and they was just like, I remember Megan saying, this is really about to happen. It's really happening tomorrow. And I was just like, oh my God, that's what I was thinking. Yo, it was just crazy. It was it was just so many like little great moments. Now I did have a few dips, little dramas that happened along the way with family and things, but it didn't steal from it. It was like a nuisance, if anything. Like I didn't let any of it like impact my joy or my excitement for my wedding. 'Cause it's just crazy how people really like take being invited to the wedding or not being invited to the wedding or like personal, and it's really not. It's not a personal thing. It's just some people you just can't come, and it's like, and it's a lot of, nobody takes in consideration there's a lot of money involved. A lot of money involved. And not that you do it for gifts, but are you doing this for gifts? Are you doing it because you want to get married to the person that you're marrying? But at the same time, all these people that feel like demands for being at your wedding, like, they don't even want to give you a gift. Like, they're not even thinking about that or worried about that. So it's just crazy. Then with that, as everything just moved along, it was just great. The day of, like, I woke up that morning like excited. I took a walk on the beach with my best friend and just hang with her for a second and just connect with her. She's also my maid of honor, and I just needed that moment with her because, like, she's the person that's rode with me through this journey, like, of life since I met her my freshman year in college. And it was just like this moment was like almost coming like full circle. So took a deep breath, and I just told her that, and it was also important for me to like just to remind her, like, even though my husband is my best friend, you still are my best friend, and like, single or not, like, we still in this together. So we still in this together. So that was important. Like, I'm not leaving tomorrow just because my name changes today. And that was like the start of my day. Then kind of hung out with my mom, my godmom, my aunt for a little bit. Um, Shy ended up leaving to go like get breakfast, and then I went and got breakfast with the girls down in at the hotel. Then we left. We went back to the room. Like, let me start moving because everybody know I'm slow. So did some like Instagram stuff, took some pictures, and then I took my shower, got ready, pulled myself together, got all loosened up and everything because hair and makeup was on the way. Kia, the amazing person that she is, was texting me like from early in the morning. Good morning, go get you something to eat. It's wedding day. We about to turn up. Like, she was just on it. Then makeup came. I got my makeup done. Me and Jay exchanged these cards. And he had JoJo bring me the card. So while I was getting my makeup done, JoJo, I read the card, and it was just so, it just felt so good to like see it and what he had to say, and just saying how much he loved me, how much he been so happy to have this day. And I just instantly started tearing up, like just so many tears of joy. Like, I never met somebody that made me only cry tears of joy. Every tear I've cried in this relationship has been a tear of joy. Like, anything I've cried about outside of this relationship has been something that made me upset, but this relationship has only made me cry tears of joy. So it was just I was excited, but good thing makeup had just started. We didn't get that far because Misha had to fan me real fast. I'm like, Eric, well, what happened? I was like, it's the card. They was like, he not allowed to send you nothing else because you're going to mess up your makeup. So Misha did an awesome job. She did awesome job. Who else? My hair person, Kiana, she came in and she did my hair, and it was great. Like, I loved my hair to the fullest. It was everything I wanted, and it just came out perfect. So I felt the most beautiful that day. And I felt beautiful other times, but like that day, I definitely was just like epitome of beauty right there. And with so everybody's just getting their makeup done. I definitely had like a bridezilla moment because, mind you, we got married at 6 o'clock in the evening. Hair starting around like 12:30. I done ate breakfast around 9 o'clock. I've been up because I'm super excited, like anxious excited. So I went to sleep at 12:30. My bedtime was supposed to be 11. Went to sleep at 12:30. Then woke up at 6. Made myself go back. Woke up at 5. Made myself go back to sleep. Woke up at 6. Made myself go back to sleep. At 6:45. I laid there, and then at 7 o'clock I took Shy and said, let's go walk on the beach. So I've been up, like, all the way up since 7 o'clock. Ate breakfast around, like, 8:30. I'm hungry. Like, I'm skinny, but I was motherfucking hungry. And nobody was hungry. Like, none of y'all hungry. Like, none of y'all want to eat. Well, somebody gotta get me something. I need some chicken wings and french fries because I don't want to mess up my makeup. I don't want to messy. I need some chicken wings and french fries. I need somebody to get something to eat. And I just felt like everybody was moving too slow. I was severely irked because I was hungry. So, what happened? So eventually, Vicky went and got me some fries and some chicken fingers, and then somebody had texted Kia. I'm like, tell them just charge this to the room. Like, I just need some food. Then they came back. Kia came back with some more chicken wings and french fries for everybody else. So then we had food. So thank God for that. But other than that, I was kind of like smooth. And then it got time for at 5 o'clock, he was like, I'm coming to get y'all. Y'all gotta put y'all stuff on, and then I'm taking y'all upstairs. So we had a room because we couldn't see each other before the ceremony. So we had a room that we had to go to where we was staying, kind of just like hanging out there until it was time to leave for the ceremony. So then we got up there. Then we couldn't find my grandma. So my grandma was just being extremely like slow that day than normal for whatever reason, and giving my aunt a hard time. Then she finally got down there. And then I put my dress on and everything, and we walked down. Walking down the aisle, I could not look at Jay because I knew if I looked him in the eye, I looked at him, and then I had to look away. I just like looked, and I just smiled, and I looked at everybody else. But if I looked at him, I knew like I was gonna cry because it was just everything I've always wanted, everything moment I've always waited for and dreamed of. But somebody who didn't have a dream of what they wanted their dream to be, it was just like he was it, and he was just it. And when it came down to it, I was just happy that for real, like somebody wanted to spend their whole life with me, even with as annoying as I can be, but as amazing as I can be, and just like I was the only person in the world or in the room they would ever want to choose. And he makes me feel that every day. He reminds me of that as much as possible. And I was just so happy. So I got up there, took a deep breath. My dad just pretty much just like, here, take it. Just throwing me away. He just throwing me away. And then said my vows, and when he said, I'm now introduced to Mr. and Mrs. James Pittman, it was just, that was it. Like, that was just the best thing ever. So to any engaged person out there, like, definitely my advice would say, make sure you make your wedding day everything you want it to be. Like, because everything goes so fast. And like it's like an outer body experience. Like the whole thing, I felt like I was watching myself get married, watching myself read my vows, Jay reading his vows, like us taking pictures afterwards, us going in to the reception, and it just goes so fast, and you blink and then like it's over. But I enjoyed. I read so many articles where they say stay in the moment, and that's the best advice that I definitely got the whole time, because I've never been so present in something ever, and I was so present in every moment that happened that day, and I just not thinking about anything else, any extra stuff, just thinking about the moment that I was living in at each second of it. And that was the great thing. Like, I don't know, it was just great. It was great, and the commitment, making that commitment to him. And I also say we put in as much work and time and effort working on our marriage and working on our relationship and our bond as we did planning the wedding. So now, and we continue to. So that's the next advice I'll give you. Like, if you're engaged, make sure all the time that you spend planning your wedding, you make just as much time planning and putting effort into getting ready for marriage. Because, our marriage is great, but it's not easy. Not that it's like the hard stuff feel easy, you know. But not it's not even really that it's hard. It's just the things you got to go through, and because we are so close, and because we put so much time and effort in things, like everything flows. So now I went from using the hashtag of the road to Mrs. Pittman to the life of Mrs. Pittman. And the life of Mrs. Pittman is just as great and as memorable as the road to it. And I hope this watching me and watching our relationship and anything we see or share, like if you having a hard time or if you feel like you've given up on love, like it just gives you a little bit of hope or a little bit of like you can find it too, because I just really believe everybody's out there. Everybody has somebody. It just takes time to find them. And it's okay to be impatient to finding them. So but hope my story wasn't all over the place and you enjoyed it. But till next time, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.